Hey, how's going on, family? Beer family. I appreciate you guys being here today. Another great show in hand. Baker, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
Man, doing great. I'm excited on our guest here and see what it's all about.
That's right. That's right. Man, I think it's gonna be a great show. You know, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I know we all got wives, daughters, moms out there.
Yep,
And the ones that moms have passed away, we always gonna remember them.
yep.
Grandmas. We just gotta
Mm-hmm.
cherish them women because they're out there
Oh,
for us. So we'll see.
we're gonna be here.
Man, let's that's for sure, for sure. So we got Born Bearded. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Dave.
Appreciate you being here. Kevin Pope. How you doing, sir?
Oh, hey, what's up?
But
Appreciate it taking time, man. Are you home or are you still driving? Where you at? Miss K, how you doing? Thank you, Miss K.
Okay.
Miss K, I gotta show you something. I got my stickers. They came in this morning, and they turned out pretty good.
Very good.
yeah, I like that.
So
They turned
yeah,
out
they
real
turned out pretty
nice.
good. Yep. I got the other ones coming in, but they'll probably be a couple days. So uh
Yeah.
Elegant Sasquatch, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, Chris?
Brick Frack, how you doing?
I'm
Frankie
doing
J,
bad,
how
Dave.
you doing, sir? Appreciate it.
Frankie
So
J.
yeah, man, we're gonna have a great show today. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Um, Baker, you ready to bring our guest in?
Yes, definitely.
Let's bring him in and let's start talking.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, sir, how you doing?
Right, good. I'm making an entrance. Hey, forgive forgive me for the sort of background. We went out of town to visit my uh mother-in-law, and she lives out in the middle of nowhere in a house full of kids. And I was like, oh man, I got my podcast. This is gonna be 30 screaming grandkids in the background and stuff. I was like, I gotta find somewhere private. So I actually
I feel
drove
that.
my truck over here to the local cemetery here anyway. But so I'm just glad the internet was solid, man. You're here in the middle of nowhere, Utah. You never know how the
Oh
internet's gonna
yeah,
be. Anyway, how you guys
man,
doing? Good to be here. Thank you.
pretty good, man. Like I said, I appreciate it. It's always an honor having somebody here, and it's an honor for you to be here, and I appreciate that. Of
Yeah.
course, I always got my brother Baker. That's my
Thank you.
backup co-host. So
I hope nobody dies.
As you, Chris, because it's a cemetery. So I hope nothing
yeah,
comes knocking on your window.
I, it's just so peaceful. And my brother-in-law was like, I was like, hey man, where do you think service is best? He was like, cemetery. I'm like, perfect, man.
yeah. And
Nice and quiet. Yeah.
it will be if you get somebody knocking and you can't see them, that will be freaky.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, man. So pay attention to any paranormal activity that may or may not go behind me. If you see something,
Yeah,
let's make sure point it out,
for
man.
sure, for sure. So uh, let me jump up here real quick and say, hey, I appreciate everybody. So guys, I want to tell you, I am 96 subscribers right now. Um, I got a few more. When we get to the 100 subscribers, I'm gonna have a really nice giveaway. Something is coming on the plan. I really really appreciate you guys. I'm just trying to make it to 100 and just keep going from there. So everybody on the have subscribed is gonna. Um, I really appreciate it. And then I'm gonna when we get to 100, I'm gonna figure out how we're gonna do it, and then I'll go live for it, and I'll give you guys more detail. But I just want to tell everybody I appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody in
In the chat there, share this out. Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies. We don't care.
Right, right. Yes, definitely, definitely for sure. So, Chris, you say you from Utah, man. How's the weather over there right now?
So yeah, man, Utah is wild. So I will answer it like this. Where I'm from a city called Layton. Uh, Also, it can be called Layton. I prefer the T being silent. So Layton, Utah. It's about 30 minutes north of Salt Lake. So that's where we live. Right now, I'm visiting this little town called Cleveland, Utah, which is where my wife is from. And believe it or not, the only people that have ever heard of Cleveland, Utah, are paleontologists because there's like a world-renowned dinosaur quarry not too far from here.
Huh,
In
okay.
fact, also not too far from here, there's a dinosaur footprint, an Allosaurus. This is like the most, is known for the most Allosauruses ever found, is like in this area. And there's an Allosaurus dinosaur footprint in the rock. It was dope.
Wow.
Anyway, and there's like some bunch of actually Indian writings like around here and stuff too. So it's cool for that, but that's about it. There's not a whole lot going on out here.
Man, so everybody knows that I used to drive trucks over the road. I did it for 20 years. And in the summertime, Utah was my favorite because you get to go through the mountains and then, Candyland, you go to see that. When I saw that the first time, it was amazing. But it's not my favorite state to drive in the wintertime at all. But it was one of my favorite states, Montana, Wyoming, uh, you know, all that stuff down there. I love it. Just I love the peaceful, how it could be peaceful, but he could get you in trouble fast if you are at the wrong time over there.
Yeah, man, I know the West is wild for that. Yeah, if you get caught in a bad snowstorm or whatever. Yeah, I know what you're saying. This time of year is weird because um so it gets hot fairly quick, I would say. A little bit earlier than the Midwest. Like I grew up in the Midwest, so like humidity and all that's normal. This is super dry out here, like super dry. Um, and then coming up, you get the monsoon season, which is wild. So then it gets these flash floods and stuff. You got to be careful where you go. Like if you go to southern Utah at all, you can
Right.
die. Anyway, so it's weird. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Uh, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I grew up, and then I moved to Oklahoma in 2012. You know, it was a big change. I like it. This is like compared to Cleveland, Ohio. This is nothing. It's quiet. I guess nobody know me here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, but not for tornadoes, man. You're in a bad spot for tornadoes.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I have seen a few of them. I think on 2015, I saw one out of the back porch. It got a little bit too close for comfort, but
I do not miss that, man.
That's
Growing up, I
good.
was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and lived in Kansas City.
right,
Like I, di- I do not miss tornado warnings and stuff, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
When it
sirens
gets,
going on.
Pennsylvania's boring. We just get snow.
a
We're
lot of
boring.
snow. Yeah,
At times.
and
uh,
when it gets the time of the news report that comes in, yeah, I don't like it at all.
dude, no, let me tell you what's boring. Okay, let me tell you what's boring. Driving from Omaha, Nebraska to Grand Island, or Nebraska, or driving anywhere from Nebraska to say Iowa or Kansas, like that's the most boring land ever. Like, oh my gosh. Like I remember, so I grew up in the Midwest, right? So making driving and just seeing cornfield after cornfield after cornfield, like you just get used to it, but you don't realize that other parts of the country are different. So like I remember like we first visited, I think I might have visited Utah, and like I drove to California and I was like, there's like scenic stuff. Like you can like see stuff out the window while you're driving. I was like, I didn't know you could actually enjoy a view while you're driving through states. I got so used to just being bored out of my mind, especially as a kid, in the 80s, 90s. Like we had anything electronic play with us, freaking crayons or like those are the worst stretches of roads. Anywho, yeah, Midwest, that drive is boring.
It is.
But like
So
you said, man, driving out Montana, Wyoming, all this stuff is so pretty.
yeah, Elegant Sasquatch said that he grew up he was born in Lincoln, Nebraska. He remembered driving, in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Oklahoma was so horrible. Man, like I say, I drove 20 years over the road. Man, I think my first year I hit every state you could drive,
Yeah.
and I crossed the border to Mexico and Canada like it was nothing back there. I mean
Yeah.
that was nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, then
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. You used to just go like when I moved from Kansas City to San Diego my senior year of high school, and we would go hang out in Tijuana on the weekend, just hop across the border like no big deal. Like it wasn't, that was 97, 98, like not a thing.
it was fun too. It wasn't like you had to worry about anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know.
So 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 Chris, how old are you? Since you brought the '90s, and how old are you? If you don't
I
mind
am
me asking.
46. Man, I graduated high school in 1997.
Okay, I'm 45. I graduated in 1990. It's supposed to be 98, but I got my diploma in 99 because I was a rebel and they didn't want to give me my diploma. So yeah,
And was that in Cleveland, Ohio that you graduated then,
I was
or?
in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, cool.
I didn't
Man, you guys
be in the
make
prison
me
for the
feel
Old
diploma.
here.
So so
make me feel
Real old.
yeah. Why?
91 and 52.
All right.
52.
Yeah,
I
man.
wouldn't guess, man. I wouldn't guess it. So
Yeah, okay.
for real, I
But yeah,
wouldn't guess.
you know what it's like, man. Growing up in the '80s, nothing to do and on a long drive, dude. It was just. I remember, I remember. This was like '90s. Yeah, this was supposed to have been like '92, '93. We were living in that was Omaha still. Yeah, we were still in Omaha at the time, and we had some friends that had like a big conversion van with a TV and a VCR in there, and they let us borrow it up for a trip. I forget where we took it, and I was just like, we could watch movies in the van. It was
I
like
know.
the most amazing thing.
I remember, man. I remember. I don't remember how old was I, but I remember the first minivans that come out. They were rental minivans. You could tell, and they have you know, you flap down the
Yeah, it was
monitors.
not mind blowing. It was like, what?
Yeah, man, that was old times for sure.
Yeah, man. Because when we were kids, cars didn't even have CD players in them yet. Like CD
Oh,
players didn't become a thing till like
oh, CD players.
90,
Listen,
early '90s in cars, right?
CD players. Do you remember when they used to have that cassette tape with the cord, and then you had to put the CD on that walkie-talkie thing?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Yeah,
was that
bro.
was.
So I'll tell you guys.
Guys, a story about driving to Canada. When I was a youngin', I drove to Canada backwards because we had an old Chevy. I believe it was an Impala station wagon with a seat that sat backwards. So you were looking at the back, the front
Yeah.
grill of another car, and you're looking out. So us kids, three of us, would be sitting back there driving to Canada backwards. It was
Where were
crazy.
you driving from to get to Canada? Where
Pennsylvania,
in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. Basically, I tell everybody Scranton. I'm just 10 minutes away from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That's like
So
kind of that's kind of in the middle, right?
No, it's
East
East.
That
Coast,
was it closer east to the east. Okay.
yeah, New York State is an hour from us.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's New York.
State, Binghamton area, stuff like that.
Man,
We're about an
that
hour
gets
away.
cold up there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio
Dude,
gets
that
cold
gets
too.
Yeah.
cold up. Oh man, you're brave, dude. You're a strong guy.
So Kevin Pope said Walkman and cassette players. Hey, I remember when cell phones come in. You remember the big old cell phones? They were like it used to look like a brick. You had one
Yeah,
of those
man.
cell phones, yeah.
Yeah, the original ones you had to carry like a bag with the battery or something in it.
Oh yeah, with the cord, yeah. It looked like a laptop
Oh, yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
And
man.
you had to have it.
Installed and stuff.
Yeah, 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 dude. I remember being in 6th grade, so that would have been would that have been right at 90, 89, 90? Anyway, and I remember getting a magazine talking about something about how airbags were going to start becoming a thing in cars.
Yeah.
Like, what? This thing can inflate
Yeah.
like that quick? That's amazing. And like, fast forward, 30 years, and it's that, that's like saved how many countless lives, and it's in every vehicle. But anyway, yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird time to grow up, man. The 80s and
It is.
90s.
Oh man, you remember the
They say
They say your phone had more technology than the first computer.
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Your phone today.
Yeah, bro, for sure. The first computer had like 10 megabytes of memory, and it was like would cover like a 2-block radius in New York or something like that. Like, it was just
yeah,
insane, man. And then
Hey,
yeah.
you remember the the old computers, LOL. It used to be like
Yeah, dude. And then you were
Hey,
like, people were like, yeah, but so and so has cable internet. Wow, they must be rich.
yeah. Oh yeah. The
yeah,
same
I
thing
know,
with
man.
yeah.
that.
That sucked, dude. The internet, that sucked for the internet, man. I remember like, yeah, watching commercials, and suddenly they started talking about visit us on our website. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is becoming a
What
thing. I
Kevin
see.
what Kevin P says is, oh yeah, a bag phone. That was when you were high class. Yep.
Yeah, man. And then it went to a car phone. I knew a guy that like had his own business, and he had a car phone, and I was like, man, this guy's loaded, dude. He's got a freaking deet, deet car
Yep.
phone.
Yeah. Talking about uh, I give you one better.
All right, all right.
You, do you remember when pagers come out?
Yeah, dude. I got one. I
Yeah.
was living large, man. Get them
Oh
in
yeah,
different colors. Mm-hmm.
they were like $9 a month. You know, uh, and then my highest point was I had one. It was a big old screen, man. This thing was probably this big, and when they send you a message, you had to call the office, and they send you a message. Oh yeah, I thought I was like a
Yeah,
kid.
dude. I remember. Yeah, bro. I remember. This must have been like 97, 98. I remember going to get my first pager, and then there was some dude behind there. He had it looked like a typewriter next to the phone, and I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Oh, you can send messages and stuff
Yeah,
to," and I was like, "You can send messages? What? That's
yeah,
amazing."
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Technology.
man.
Look
And
at
then
me.
yeah, and then fast forward to like our kids, where they just spoiled route and they get like their own whatever, watch TV show, watch a movie on a couple-hour trip. I'm just like, you brats have no idea. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
give you some
No idea.
coloring. I'm going to give you some coloring books and some crayons and be like, there you go. We're going on an 18-hour road trip just so you can know what it's like to be when I was a kid.
Right. Hey, that. Well, I got another one for you. What about the first game that ever came out on a cell phone?
Oh, was it
The
Centipede?
the worm. Yep.
Snake, was it?
Snake or something,
There you
wasn't
go.
The snake. Yeah, the snake.
Snake, that's yeah, dude. Oh, that was terrible, man. Those were terrible times, dude. Yeah, those were
Hey.
terrible times.
Oh,
Maybe they
oh
were
yeah.
better. Maybe they were better times, man. Maybe because
They're
I hate being
better,
connected by phone.
better. Because I tell you why they're better. I tell you what they're better. Everybody in the chat, this is and everybody in the chat. I will tell you why they were better is because there was no worries. I mean, probably our mom and dad had worries because they had to come up with the rent and stuff like that. But there was no worries where you had to worry about your kids. Technology. Like now, you have to worry about who's talking to them on technology, uh, you know, all the other
Yeah,
stuff. It was a lot. It's a lot that you got to worry about. Just technology, the kids, not only the bullying. I mean, it's just kids would go home and they will play. I remember I was home when I got home from school. We wanted to get out of the house, go play, and it got dark. We would come back home. Now
yep.
you can't get the kids out of the house fast enough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the thing. It's just all just different challenges. Yeah, just different challenges.
We're definitely old, that's for sure. I mean, we are, I guess, wiser, because
I
it
know, I
is.
know. But dude, I'm still old enough to where I still know more than my kids when it comes to like some electronic stuff. I'm just like, come on, kids, can you age a little quicker so you can finally know more than me, so I don't have to figure stuff out for myself.
Hey,
Like, I want to be able to go to my kids and be like, take care of this, but they're still not there yet. In
yeah.
fact, my son, he is 13. He is in 8th grade. Was doing a homework assignment, and he wanted to print something off on my printer. He was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to print something on my printer." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead, hook up to it." He's like, "How do I do that?" I was like, "Do you know how to add a printer?" I was like, "They teach you computers are like out of the womb, and they don't like you don't know how to add a printer. Come on, man." He's like, "No, I don't know." I'm like, "Okay, so you're 14, don't know how to add a printer." I'm like, "All right, but another like 3 or 4 years, I expect you to know more than me when it comes to computers."
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen,
that's what my kids
it's
are.
just
I hand off.
yeah.
I have something wrong or
Yeah,
whatnot. Here, here you go. Can you fix
So
this?
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Right now, they're asking me to fix stuff. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up and get old enough so I can ask you to fix crap. Okay, come on.
yeah. Hey, Baker, let me ask you this: what was your first cell phone? What it looked like? Your first cell phone,
Yeah.
Chris. You're gonna the
I
same
thought
question
I
for
was
you, Chris.
King. I thought I was king. I had the bag phone, and I kind of installed it into my '86 Camaro. I put the bag in the console, and then I had the receiver up on top of the
Bro,
console.
you must have had ladies line up around the block for you, dude. That was freaking
Yeah,
pimping, dude.
for sure.
Holy
Hey,
crap. Oh, that would have been big pimping.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. I thought I was
I can see why, bro.
the
Ladies
only
just, did you hear he's got a phone in his cart? No. Oh, gotta go out with him.
the only problem
what
I
Yeah.
about you,
had
Chris?
is
Yeah,
go ahead, Chris.
go ahead.
I'll
Go
tell you
ahead.
in
Go
a
ahead.
second.
Finish your.
The only problem I had, I thought I was cool, and I put this big old NASCAR sticker on the back of the window, and the cops would follow me everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
time.
that came off quickly.
Bro, if
Yeah.
you just counter that with like I support the blue or something, man, then you won't, then be like NASCAR. Oh wait, you support the blue. Okay, we can lay off,
Yeah.
like something like that.
Yeah.
If you just
Yeah.
counter whatever,
Should have been smarter.
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Chris? Same
Dude, my
question. What
first,
about you?
in fact, yeah, I remembered. I'll tell you a funny story about it. It was the Motorola. It was sexy shaped, like it kind of shaped like a cute lady, and it was black, and it had a green screen. I guess if that's what he calls it, like a black and white screen, and it had an antenna that unscrewed. And it was like a flimsy antenna, like you pull it out and be like doing, doing, doing.
Okay.
I don't remember what the model was, but it was that Motorola, and I remember that because yeah. I just gotten back from. No, wait. I take that back. That was after. So I spent 2 years in Germany for my church. So when I got back, that was my first phone. So let me back up. I got a phone just before that though, at a grocery store. Like these two guys sitting out front of a grocery store. This was 99. And he's like, "Hey, sign up, get a free phone." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm 18 years old. I don't know better." Or 19. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go look at that and sign
Oh
up."
yeah.
And I signed up for a phone, and the phone was, dude, what phone? I cannot picture that in my head. It had to have been like the same thing as that. It had to have been. What was that? Man, I don't remember, but I just remember I was cleaning carpets at the time and how freedom, like it was nice to just be able to call the
Right.
next appointment if I was running late or call my boss. It was like, wow, this is freaking freeing. I don't have to find a payphone or whatever. Because remember, if you had to get a hold of somebody, you either had to go home or find a payphone. And there was there'd be the phone book for the however big city just dangling in there, like covered in this like
Yeah.
NASA grade plastic to protect it. And if you need to get hold of somebody, you had to go stop at a freaking payphone or go home. And yeah, anywho, so I remember the very first time I got a cell phone and I was like driving and I could call somebody, I was like,
Yeah.
holy hell, this is the greatest feeling alive.
Man.
Yeah. Yep.
So my first phone was a brick, Nokia brick. the battery was heavy. The battery was so heavier than the phone, but then things will last forever. And if you guys remember, a couple years after that, they come up with that. Remember that little sticker that you put in the back of the phone? They used to boost your antenna range.
Oh
It
no,
was
I
a
didn't know that.
sticker. It was a sticker. You put it in the back, and you put it in there, and it did work, man. It will give you more range than what it was for, and it was just a sticker, man. Just a little sticker you put in the back of it, and it had like this, I don't know, some kind of stuff in there, and it will give you more range. Like if you want a section where it normally will have two lines, you put the sticker in the back of the phone, it stays there permanently, but it will give you like you have five bars all the
What was
time.
in this? What was in the sticker? The sticker's probably like putting out these like toxic emissions, whatever. That's like giving everybody
Probably,
cancer.
man.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Nuclear.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then you remember they had the first. I remember when they come out with that. It was the smallest phone they come out. It was a pen. It was a. I got it. I mean, of course, back in the day, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to.
yeah,
So yeah, I had it because I thought I was the king stuff.
yeah,
But
man.
it was. I mean, it was so much.
That's almost as cool as having a bag cell phone in your '86. Was it Camaro that you had?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah, that was close second to that, man. Having that
And
pin
I'm
phone.
telling you, it was just the days. So
Yeah, man. And
good
then,
days though.
hmm
dude, and then you had like roaming charges and all that crap too. And it was like 10 cents a text or whatever. Like if you
Oh yeah.
crossed like the next county line over and you sent 5 text messages, your phone bill would be like $300 or something.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like,
Hey,
oh,
Yeah.
roaming. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
technology around
then
that time sucked.
Yeah.
the I remember when it was free nights and weekends.
Yeah,
Free
that's
nights
right.
and weekends. Oh my God. Free nights and weekend. And they used to charge you 10 or 7 cents a minute for after that. Or they give you like you get a cell phone. I remember this because I got a cell phone and they will give you I think it was like 80 minutes for free a month. And
Yeah,
back then that was
yeah, that's
huge.
right.
And then
Oh,
anything after that, it was like 25 cents. But you have nights and weekends starting at 9 o'clock. It was free.
yeah.
So if
So
somebody
you,
call you, you tell them, hold on, I gotta call you back. And then you wait till 9 o'clock or whatever and call them. Yeah, I remember
or,
that.
or you call them from your home phone because you still kind of have to have a home phone.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then
K-U-P,
I
man.
did not have a mullet, but I did have the
flat top.
the I don't know, the sides that are feathered back,
Oh,
but no mullet.
uh those
Man,
are days, man.
mullets are still a thing. I got a couple nephews from out here. They both rock mullets.
I
Yeah.
remember I
They're
had the
coming
flat
back.
top.
But that's middle of nowhere Utah cowboy, straight up
Oh yeah.
cowboys out here, man. They don't care.
Oh yeah. I
They
remember
don't
the
care at
flat
all.
top when they had the
That's
side and
why
flat top.
that's why I got this cowboy hat. So when I'm around here, I feel like I fit in.
Oh man. Yeah, that was all right, Chris. Are you ready to talk about your I mean, we have fun. I mean, I
Yeah.
can keep on going and going and going, but let's talk about your product because your product is pretty cool too. So let's talk
Thanks, man.
about first. Let's get this out of the way, brother. Let's talk about this bad boy because um I don't know if anybody could see it, man, but this thing is like right here already, and it's good. I use it almost every day. My wife use it. It's a co-watch, and this thing not only does it smell good, um, it works, man. It works. It's a great product. Um,
Your
12
beard, like
ounces.
your beard should, I feel anyway, that your beard should feel noticeably softer after using that than whatever other product you're using.
And it does. I gotta tell you, it does. Um, it does. How you doing, uh, Brewer? It does, man. It smells great.
Yeah.
It feels great. Um, so I did it. I I don't strip my beard as often as everybody else does. Um, well, the same token I do because when I start a review, I always strip it for that. But I stripped it the other day because I was trying something else, and I used, the watch right after that, and I didn't have to put no conditioner on it. I mean,
Mhm.
it felt smooth, and that was good. So so let's talk about it. I mean, you tell us about it because you made it.
Yeah. So like, so I mean, really, basically how it started for like how that came about. Back up a couple steps. So this is 20. This is January, essentially 2019 is when I'm starting to try to formulate stuff. And so I was trying to figure out how to make pomade. And then once I recognized, like, once you can figure out how to combine oil and water, and you start understanding how to combine oil and water, and different things help combine oil and water, like that's when stuff just started to make sense for me. Because I originally tried to make like, I was like, oh, I'll just make some shampoo, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll make a conditioner. I was like, man, I don't want to, like, let me look into the ingredients of a shampoo, because I don't want it to be crazy harsh. I don't want to use any sulfates in there. And then I started, as I was just like, man, I was obsessed. So I was looking at reading everything, and I came across this term co-wash, and I was like, all right, what's that? So then I started looking in. I'm like, oh, co-wash, conditioner, wash. Duh. I mean, this is like, believe it or not, the difference between making pomade and making a co-wash is very, very small. Like, really, the difference is this. I take a pomade that adds hold to my hair, right? And a conditioner wash that washes my beard. If I take that ingredient out that gives pomade its hold, and I replace it with an ingredient that washes my beard, like decoglucoside, like, that's basically it. Like, they're so similar in the way that they're made. It's just these little ingredients. All right, co-wash. So I knew that, all right, to make a pomade that's good for my hair, like, let's look at these certain ingredients: cetyl alcohol. Um, oh man, I wish I had it nearby. Paid 100, like these emulsifiers that are actually good for your skin, because you can get emulsifiers that combine oil and water that aren't so good for your skin, and you can buy some that combine oil and water that are good for your skin. BTMS, like these things that like are really good for your hair and skin. So I was like, all right, I already know that. Let me look up other things in a co-wash that makes it better. Oh, I just need to put ingredients to moisturize. I know what that does, because I've been making body butters and hand lotions and stuff, right? And I recognize the B vitamins and, shea oil, mango, like all that stuff is good and moisturizes the skin. And then there's some other good, like I was saying, emulsifiers. All right, I'll add that, add a cleanser. Boom, I made a co-wash, and I remember washing it because I wanted to be able to wash my beard every day. I liked washing, so I would wash and condition my beard every single day, and I knew how harmful it would be if it dried out. So I was conditioning it, like using a nice shampoo and conditioner. So I formulated my co-wash to replace this expensive shampoo and conditioner, to be one thing that if you wanted to use it daily, it was gentle enough. If you just wanted to continue to wash your beard every other day or twice a week, that's great too. But if you want to, you can wash your beard every day without having to use two products, and you'll notice a difference. Because, sort of bring it around, um, like, that's the biggest thing, in my opinion, as far as having like a moisturized beard, like no split ends, and that it's not brittle, is what you wash it with. Because I feel like there's so many guys that are like, oh, I've tried beard, it doesn't work, or I still have dry skin. And I'm like, well, what are you washing it with? I take some sandpaper and I just rub it on my face. I'm like, what? Like, it's insane when people just, oh, bar soap, whatever, like, oh, just whatever's there. And I'm like, bro, so, like, you're trying to dry yourself out. You probably use a number of sulfates on your beard, then condition it, and now it gets out, and your beard is just like, hey, we are dehydrated. We're about to break. We are so dry. All right, good luck putting that beard oil on us and actually have it doing anything. So, like, if you want moisturized skin and moisturized beard, it starts with what you wash/condition it with. If you're just washing it, probably not as good, but you always got to condition it. That's why I love the co-wash, because of washing and conditioning one step, and does a great job.
Well, and another thing is, man, when I open this one, so the one I got is cedar and ember, and man, I can. It's when I smelled it the first time, honest, I thought it was and like it had like oatmeal on it because that's what I get from it, and it smelled good. Back to your thing, it's a 12-ounce bottle, and I'm looking on your website right now. It's $26, and you got a sale going right now. That for $33 you get the a cold wash and 2 bars of soap. I mean that's pretty good because I've seen other companies.
That's
If
real
you
good.
buy separated, you're talking about $20 for 8 ounce, and twenty a
Yeah,
piece.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, in fact, that I'm actually glad you brought that up. So, like, that's one of the things I love getting over the 6 years I've been in business. I've gotten a lot of feedback from customers and stuff, and so this was some feedback I just got from one of my customers. Like, hey, really love your co-wash, but man, 8 ounces goes quick. Is there any way you could make it a little bit bigger, or whatever? And I was like, yeah, probably. Let's take a look. And so that's when I found a local supplier. 12-ounce bottles actually ended up being a little bit less expensive than 8. And I was like, yeah, let's go 12. So yeah, that was based on some feedback. Like 12 ounces is a good solid size because most everybody else still
Right.
uses 8.
8. I see some using 4 and 8. I mean, they don't last that long. And like I said, you see how much I already used it. So, um,
Not only that, but you got to get the shampoo. Then you also got to get a conditioner, and so quite a bit. It's spending more for lesser quality even too.
right,
But
yeah, for sure, man. Also, so I I don't use balm that much, right? But I have used yours quite a bit. Um,
what do you normally use if you're not a balm? You butter,
I
softer
I
oil?
just use
What?
butter. Yeah, I just use oil and butter. Now I use like if I'm going out somewhere and it gets all freezy, I use balm.
Okay.
I prefer not to use balm. I use sometimes I use a styler cream that I have, and it holds it pretty
Oh,
good.
okay.
Especially if I put the styler cream and I use the heat to it, it just I leave it pretty good.
Generally speaking, what is it about balms that you typically don't necessarily like?
It My opinion, I know everybody's different. My opinion is just it make it feel heavier.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
what I was that's
yep.
what I was gonna say, man. Um, it's not. I try yours, the white sand. I tried it because I love the smell on it. That white sand is one of my favorites, and I used it. And first, I thought it was the way it felt. I thought it was butter, and I had to look in the bag, and I was like, "Oh, this is bomb." And but I was reading on it, so of course, beeswax, shea butter, mango butter, and shea nut oil, jojoba oil, oregon, uh, marulu oil, metal,
Yep. Metal foam C.
metal
Yep.
form oil. Yeah, see, so it wasn't as heavy as I used it like 4 times already. It was not as heavy, uh, like any normal butter bomb, and I like that. So that one, when I got that one, the white sand, man, I opened it. I reached out to you within a
Yeah.
day,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, and I told you I said I got to have, so I ordered that white sand oil, and that's my number one favorite. I told Baker about it. That was my favorite
Yeah, you
oil.
did.
And I believe that's the one I have coming, and I forget the other two, but um, I I started using balm more now, and now that you're talking about it, it is closer to a butter because some of them I have it it just makes it like feel
Yeah.
crinkly, like it really stiff or something. I'm sure that's good for certain aspects, but that I'm very interested in that it's like closer to a butter that because I'm growing out my sides again, and so I'm kind of meshing everything in with the balm.
Yeah. That's what's so fascinating. Like, when the very, very first thing that I made was a beard balm. In fact, it was actually here where I'm at in Cleveland. It was Christmas 2018. we were visiting her family here, and I forgot my beard stuff, so I went to a Walgreens and got some junk. Sucked. So when I got back to her place, I was like, man, I'm gonna see if I can make my own. So I was doing some research. Her like neighbor had a bee farm, so he had some Render's beeswax he gave to me. I ordered some like shea butter and like a couple oils off of Amazon, got them delivered like next day, whatever, and just started experimenting. Because the reason I wanted to start with balm was my biggest sort of complaint was most other balms I'd ever tried, at the time anyway, were way too thin. At least the ones I was trying, I was like, man, I want something that's like heavy because my beard is really unruly and I'd like it to give it some more control. So I was like, I'm just gonna add some more beeswax and see how that works. So I came, the recipe that I ended up, it was like probably my second try, is 30% beeswax. That was in my balms because I wanted it to be heavy, but the way that shea butter and mango butter, unrefined shea and mango butter, and those oils work so well together, like it, it just melts and it's super. It's got just the consistency is really, really unique. So it does the job, at least in my opinion, without feeling too, with certainly not greasy or too heavy or whatever.
Oh,
So, but you know, so after I made that and I liked it, and it was like we're doing it for a couple months. I think we even started doing some farmers markets, and Jersey Joe reached out and he's like, hey man, you should make a butter. I was like, but I don't like butter. Then it hit me like, oh, maybe you should make stuff for other people instead of just
yeah.
yourself, you selfish a-hole. That's it. All right, maybe I should do that. So I did it, and that's one of the ones I got lucky with. Is the beard butter recipe that I use now was just my first shot at like try these percentages. So I dropped the beeswax down to 5%. So my beard butter has 5% beeswax in it. And then, gosh, I don't remember off the top of my head now what the other percentages are, but 30% balm to 5% butter. So our beard butter is really light, but it's still consistent enough that at least to give you a little bit of hold. Because I feel like anything less than that, then you might as well just use oil. So I wanted to give it just a touch of a little bit better hold, but the butter is really light. And some people like that, and some people just like oil. Like you got to kind of find what works for you.
Uh, Kevin Pope said
Mhm.
that Utah summers, it is fire, and it is true, it is fire. This is the one I was telling you. They have that. It smells like a cologne that you actually put on you, on you. It is fire. I do gotta admit that, man. When I like the color of the oil. I know you guys cannot see it, but I like how the oil looks.
Yeah, it's a little bit like I feel like a lot of oils, not everybody, you know what I mean, but some of the ones that I remember you trying to use in the past, man, it was like water, man. There was just so thin and light. And I was like, man, I need something with some consistency. So I found shea nut oil, which is real. It's thick, man. So it's like I wish I remember these percentages now. I think it's like 40 or 45% shea oil, and then the rest are the jojoba, argan, metafoam, and marula. But the shea nut oil is what gives it that thickness, and like I think that's why it works so well, because shea butter is an insane moisturizer. Shea oil, cold pressed shea oil, is such a strong moisturizer too. So to put that in the beard oil, I think that makes a solid difference.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Really.
I was telling Baker about I know you were in the other show with the three amigos, and I heard that about how you make this by hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So when I very first started making, like the very first beard balm that I used these like 2-ounce glass jars that I got, I think from Walmart or something, right? Because they came with a lid. I was like, well, that's ugly, but obviously that's just to try it out. And I was like, man, what I would love to do is I'd love to make it out of wood. So originally I wanted to make an actual container, beard balm container that was made 100% of wood. But then I was like, dude, that's gonna be really difficult to do, mass produce. And I was like, well, what if I made a wood label? I was like, okay, wood label might be cool. So I got some black tins, and I happened to be at Michael's just sort of looking for inspiration, and they had these wooden discs. They were I don't remember the exact measurement, but it literally fit right on top of the tin. It was perfect size. I grabbed a wood burning kit and I burnt KUHN beard products, beard balm, and did a little design around the outside of the balm. And it worked. And I made like 2 or 3. Dude, it took forever. Each one took like 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, it took forever. But when I brought them to work, like people bought them like instantly. I was
Right.
like, all right, so this is gonna work, but I cannot wood burn these by hand. So I found a company out of Idaho that made a metal brand. So now what I do, I still use the same brands. In fact, I probably got to replace them pretty soon. I go out to my shed and I heat them up, and I just turn on the like a stove, a burnt that you would take like going camping with, a camping stove, turn on full blast. I melt them till they get red hot, and then I brand like 30 or 40 at a time,
Nice.
then do another. So I try to do a couple hundred every time I do it,
Right.
and then I spray paint the stain on them. And so yeah, all those are done by hand, my wood burning tool.
And
That's
I tell
nice.
you what, Baker, man. So I just learned something new because no, again, no offense, Chris. And I'm learning from you.
Yeah,
I thought that this and this was like cardboard cork, and it's now that you're saying it's wood, I could see the grains on the
yeah,
like it is wood. I thought it
yeah,
was different. I thought it was like that cork stuff that they use,
yeah,
and it's not.
yeah. Because I tried that before. Like I remember I tried a number of different things until finally I found. So it's 1/8 inch plywood, so it's got real wood
Right.
sort of veneer. And then I got a laser cutter about 4 or 5 years ago. So now I get the plywood whatever, and I cut out what I need, circles for bombs and butters, and then the rectangles for the beard oil. Yeah, and I cut out a couple hundred at a time, and then
Huh.
stain them, and yeah. So I got it down pretty well. Like I hope and pray that at some point it's gets too busy that I can even do that. So then I've got to come up with a better solution. But for now, I can still do a good couple
Right.
thousand, no problem.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, that's
That gives it that special touch.
yeah,
It stands out.
it
It's
does.
really nice.
Yeah, I think you're saying. I mean, that's really what it's about. I mean, it's about standing out, but it's also about just what I would want in a product, like because I want it to look cool. I'd want it to just like smell good and all that. But I like like growing up when this girlfriend of mine gave me some cologne when I my for my 16th birthday, and I
Right.
remember the jar like wow. And then from then on, like I've always loved cologne, and I love just the artwork of the container that whatever the cologne is using, like get real creative. And so I was like, man, I want to get creative. I don't want to just be normal. And so initially I had like the bombs and butters down pat, but I didn't have the square bottles at that time. I was still like just using round bottles. And so at first they were just regular like paper or sticker labels on my oils. Like that was
Right.
probably for the first year and a half because I couldn't figure out how to get wood around them. I tried like melt or like heating it up and bending it. I tried steaming it and bending it around, but nothing worked. And I was like, dude, the presentation on my bombs and butters is dope, but then I got just regular old oils, and so I finally found the square bottles, and I was like, okay, and it still had initially had the dropper top, but I was like, man, the dropper top, you break that, you drop it, whatever. Like, I remember it was a brand, I think it was Everyman. No, it was Jack Black beard oil back was what I used to get. I think I had a pump top. I was like, man, I want to get a pump top, because so everything about that was just basically like what I wanted in a product if I were using it. I wanted to look cool, and so the square labels, square bottle looks cool. Pump top because it's convenient,
Right.
and it just feels and looks and experiences quality. Like that's what I would want in a product, and so that's what essentially that is.
So I
yeah.
had a
I mean,
picture
Hey,
set up. I had a picture set up to show everybody, but I'm gonna use my phone instead. I like that. How you got the boxes and everything. Your presentation is like it's something that you will buy and you will keep the box, of
Yeah,
course, and it just
yeah.
it it,
That's the thing.
it looks cool as hell, man.
I want you to have a difficult time throwing an empty container away because it looks so cool. Like I don't want to throw it, it
Right,
looks cool. Then don't put it up on a shelf or whatever. You know what I mean? But like I want that experience. Like this looks so cool. I don't want to get rid of it.
right.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks. I
it is.
mean, it does. It looks really, really. Yeah. Like Kevin said, it shows you take pride on your on your on your stuff, and it means a lot. It does.
Yeah, you know what's
That's what.
interesting, man? The I think on the boxes, the wooden boxes that I make, the how that came about was, remember how I said I wanted to make initially a beard balm container out of wood? Like, so that's where that sort of stemmed from, as I was trying to carve out an area somehow inside of a block of wood that I could put the beard balm, right? And so then,
Right.
but I made like a prototype, which, yeah, just a square block, and I routed out the middle. And I remember showing my wife and my oldest son at the time, I think it was like 12, and he was like, all right, he's like, why don't you just make that as like a lid? I was
Right.
like, huh? He's like, why don't you make a top and a bottom and have like it be a container and the bomb goes in there? I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And
You know.
so since I couldn't figure out how to do it, that's how those boxes came around. It was just um, sort of metamorphosis from the original bomb container to just now holding bomb, our bombs, butters, or oils. And then, yeah, and then initially I couldn't give those away, man. They were just, because I just had hinges on them. I like didn't know how to paint them right. And then I finally put some better hinges on them, and then it gave them a little bit more artsy look. But then once I found the corner pieces, put velvet inside, and then put the hinges on them, like people, I remember the first time I made one with the corner pieces in dark, and it was on my desk at work. And a gal came by. She was like, "Hey, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, that's a container for a beard balm." She was like, "Do you sell those?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "So I could buy that?" I was like, "You want to buy that?" She was like, "Yeah, I'd buy that." I was like, I like wanted to cry because I was working on it for so long, and I was like, I can't get it right. Like, nobody likes them yet. Am I just
Right.
throwing good money after bad? Like, do I give up or do I stay at it? Do I give up? I was like, no, I'm a freaking stay at it. I know I can make this look cool. And that's the trickiest part if you're trying to, I mean, in any business, I guess, but if you're trying to innovate, is how do you just come up with something out of the blue, you know? And how do you know if you're guessing right or wrong?
Yeah.
And so that's what it was like, man. I don't see anybody else making this. Maybe it's for a reason, like maybe it's a dumb idea, or maybe it's because no one's thought of it. So why don't I just make it? And so when I
Yeah.
couldn't sell them, I was like, no, I think it's still a good idea. It's got to look cool. So, and then once it actually looked cool, that's when I was finally like people started
Right.
buying it. So, but it took like 2.5, 3 years.
Man,
Yeah.
and then, like I was telling Baker, them boxes, like I love medieval stuff, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
that's the vibe that you get. I know it's not for everybody because I mean, the price are the price,
yeah.
and it takes a lot of work. But it's just a novelty item that is great for a gift, and then the box you could display. It, there's a market for it. Like I said, I love that medieval era part, and it looks hell of a cool. It does.
That's the thing, man. It's supposed to be like any sort of art, like a conversation piece, granted, like most
Right,
guys probably have it in the bathroom, but even if you did, it was like out on the counter and
right,
somebody happened to use the restroom, like maybe they come out like, hey, what's that wooden box? Or you put it at work on your desk at work, whatever, if you work in an office, and like it's supposed to look cool, and like, yeah, like that's the idea. It should evoke some sort of conversation or at least remark. I mean, I feel like any good yeah, anything quality, good,
right.
anything
It's a
should
bonus.
evoke
It's a
yeah.
bonus because you get the oil and it's good already. So the box is like, hey, it's a bonus to it. You know what I mean? Because the oil is the blend that you have on it. It's a simple, and I don't want to say simple on a
Yeah,
way
no, it
that's
is.
bad.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
simple
yeah.
because it's
I
not
don't take
like
it like that.
20 different oils, but it's some good oils in there, and it's making it work. It works. So,
That yeah, that's the thing. Like and I appreciate you saying that, and definitely take that as a compliment in regards to simplicity. Like all my recipes on everything that I make, I created for the recipes to be simple. Like I don't you can put a bunch of filler in there or a bunch of cheap crap in there. Like I'm gonna put the bare amount of ingredients that it takes to do the maximum performance. Uh, and I want that maximum performance to be at a high level. So like all the ingredients that are in my products are in there for a reason, to do a job, not to be a filler, not to just be a cheap
right,
thickener or whatever. Like they're there to do a job. So it should be simple. There doesn't need to be a million ingredients. It just doesn't.
right. So let's jump on to the next one. Cedar and leather. Okay. Cedar and leather. Um,
If you don't like cedar and leather is one of those ones like I remember I originally so when I was first doing scents and stuff, I created a cedar and leather back in like man early like 2019ish, maybe wintertime 2019. And I was handing it around at work like, man, I thought this smells good. And then finally one guy was like, hey man, you got that cedar and leather one that I smelled like the other day? I want to pick that up. And I was like, all right, so I am onto this. So I just kind of put it on the back burner and then finally re-released it like gosh, it's been about 3 years now. And so it's if you like cedar, if you like leather, like you will like that. If you don't really
right.
like cedar or you don't really like leather, but you like one and not the other, like maybe still give it a try. But if you don't like
Right.
either one, you're probably not gonna like this. Like it's cedar and leather, like they're both very prominent.
Baker, you like leather, right?
Yeah.
And I
So
had
so
got a couple of them. One, it's hard to get that leather smell.
Yeah,
You know, the
the
right
original.
leather smell. You know, it's. But yeah, I do like that, and I
totally
like
agree.
the cedar wood.
So that's what I was gonna
Totally,
say.
yeah.
So
That leather, cause I have smelled some different leathers. I got three, maybe four oils that got leather on it, and it's original leather. I mean, it's not like that fake leather that you smell sometimes.
Yeah.
It smells pretty good. The leather. Um,
Yeah, man. Leather leather fragrance is tricky, man. It's leather's challenging, but that's the best thing. You take a scent that by itself is kind of maybe off-putting or at least evokes a strong emotion, um, and figure out how to make it work for everybody.
right. Uh,
Yeah.
so Mr. Kevin Pope asked, I was that was my next one. He's talking about the birchwood, and again, it's another one that reminds me like I would put a cologne on, you know, and it don't smell bad. It smells good. It's out of the four. This is my number three on the line. Mahogany, and then cedar and leather. It's not. It's. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just in the order that I put them
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah,
White sand.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's white sand, Utah, birchwood, mahogany, and then the leather one.
yeah.
Uh, another thing I like about your product, I'm gonna tell you this is when I went to your website and your on Instagram too. When I went to your website, you put the oils with pictures of nature, and I could tell that you just don't go and just take a picture. You actually, you go into it. You know what I mean? You go um, like the hiking. I could see where like the oil. I know you got one coming. You got one that's a canyon, right?
The Hair Canyon, yeah, yeah.
And I know that I see some pictures already where you go. Like I said, you go out the back and in the woods and you take pictures of it. You So all your sense, I can tell that all your sense are combined with the outdoors of where you're from, and I respect that you sticking to your roots on that, and you making some good stuff. I can just see, and I was telling Baker this earlier. I could just see that maybe let's say 5, 6 months, maybe a year. I could see that you coming out with some. It's gonna keep getting better and better and better. I could see that for sure, man.
Yeah, 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 thanks. That's what's
Yeah.
wild, man, is I mean, if you would have asked me, 10 years ago, well, shoot, I guess 2015, if you would have said, hey, Chris, in 10 years, you're going to have a long beard and have a beard care business, I'd be like, a beard what business? And so it's weird. It's wild how just life works. And I owe a lot of that to just the time that when we moved back here in 2015, I was like, I'm going to go up in the mountains as much as I can. Got a mountain bike. I started hiking and running. Like I was like, man, I need to be up here to sort of because we moved from Illinois, and so I like start anew to refresh and sort of like okay, I just sold my business. Let's figure out who I am and what I want to do. And so I needed to use the mountains to sort of regroup. And that never stopped. And so as we decided to grow a beard out, and then my buddy Justin and I worked with, we do hikes and stuff and trained for a Spartan. We were running hiking and stuff. When I started tinkering the idea about the beard balm and things, every idea would come from those hikes. And if I was thinking about something, I'd think through on a hike, and I'd seek inspiration on different whatever, you know what I mean? And so like the beard care business wouldn't be here definitely had I not moved to Utah.
Right.
And without the Utah mountains and stuff, that the beard care business just wouldn't be around. And so I want it to feel like that. Like I want all my decisions that I make for KUHN products to go through the filter of a sort of a forest, right? Like, all right, I'm making this decision through this forest. How can it influence it one way or another? Like everything has got to be, or through the mountains or whatever. Like every decision's got to be through that sort of prism, I guess. But and like it's not always easy. Like that's kind of weird, Chris. If you're doing your accounting, how are you going to do that? Well, okay, maybe not that, but obviously, like, but from the sense to the look to the marketing, whatever, just any decision that affects my business, I want it to filter through that. Like, does this reflect? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I won't name the name of the company, or whatever, but there was a chain of like haircutting places. And I say changes like a couple locations. They reached out to me on Instagram, like, hey, I know a couple shops here in Utah. I know you're local. I'd love to carry your stuff in the shop. And I like went and looked at the shop, and I was just like, like, yeah, man, I'm probably not the right fit for you, because who I see and what I expect of KUHN products, like, doesn't reflect in this place that wanted to carry my stuff. So I'm not going to put it in there just to make a buck. Like, I'm filtering it through a mountain guy, through the mountains, through the, no, that's just chasing money. You know what I mean? If I did that, so let's filter through that. Okay. Is it better for, the experience, the customer experience, and blah, 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 based on, then, so that's why I'm in certain barber shops, because it reflects all of that.
I respect that though, because you're staying with your brand. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, everybody's different, and then you will find. I mean, of course, that's the goal, that you want to put your product in a barber shop, but you gotta. I mean, it have to be a chemistry, okay? Because if now you go you sell your stuff in Amazon, right? If it was just
exactly, man. And that's the thing. Like, so this is what I always say, because like when Justin and I started growing our beards out, we found there's a Harmon's is like this grocery store, so local store. They carried like different, anyway, I don't even know how to describe it, but they had a couple brands that like Grateful for Shave and somebody else. And so that's where we picked up the products that we were trying and using, right? And then I just remember what I recognized though is, as I would ask other guys who had like dope beards, like what product they used, they never got it from a grocery store. They either got it from their barber, or they knew a guy who told them where to get it from this person who lived in wherever, because they make great products. And I was like, I recognized that, like, oh, like the better products that are being referred to me, I can't find in a grocery store. I'm not going to find, may or may not find on Amazon, but so that always stuck with me. And so like when it first started selling online, naturally people were like, hey, are you sell your stuff on Amazon? Nope. You're not gonna find my crap on Amazon. Like, if you want something on Amazon, go find Amazon. Like, I don't want you coming to Amazon and finding me. And same with the grocery store. So I've always said, you will never be able to find KUHN products anywhere where you can buy milk. So you'll find in barbershops, and find a website, and then like I like to do like markets and different things like that, farmers markets or conventions or whatever. But other than that, those are really the only three places.
Now, I have a friend, I consider a brother, that he have a company. He's small batch. He does everything himself. But he have
Good
a
for him, man.
couple he has now it's not the beer oil and the beer butter. He might have just one or two, but he have other products that he use that he makes, and he have so where he live at local. I think the guy, the grocery store brand, he's like four stores, and the same owner, four store. Now he have his products in there, but it's kind of like it's not a grocery store, but it's kind of one of the stores where they have everything on it. You know what I mean? One of the little towns, and but he still does everything. You know, himself. He's still small batch. He still manage everything. It's not like he puts everything else and then 3 months
Yeah,
later he switches out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that I respect that part.
yeah, and that's the
Uh,
thing. I 100% respect that too, man. Like that's the thing. The beard sort of market is big enough for all types of companies, man. If you want to start a business and do that, man, do that. Like that's a real strategy. If you want to make yourself a sell on Amazon, that's a real strategy. Like there's so many, like the market is so healthy that I think I think that's a great idea. Like and that's what we should have. We should have everybody attacking different parts of the market.
Hmm.
That's what we want.
yeah,
I agree.
freaking Frack said that he just got his order today in the mail. He said he can't wait to open it, and he's excited.
Mhm.
Man, that's one thing I wanted to touch real quick is that when I opened that box, bro, okay, the presentation on it was good too. Uh, I well, as you know, I had tried a lot of oils, and there's companies. And in this business, um, you could tell the companies that the wife helped with the packaging. You know what I mean? And I because so we have like what you said, Baker, maybe six women-owned beer companies, and you
Yeah,
could when you get a package, you could tell who that is from because
yeah,
detailed, brother.
yeah.
So your I mean, there's some regular guy owners that they have, and they do put their details on it. And I know it's not all about the box. You throw the box away or whatever. It's all about the product, and I do
Yeah,
agree with that. It is, but the presentation means a lot. You know what I mean? Also, I mean, as you guys can see, I love stickers. The stickers, the thank you notes, as all the big papers are thank you notes from the companies.
yeah, that's
Them,
smart.
them, them things for me just mean a lot. You know, the presentation. It means that for me, it means that the guy, the person making that product, took care of a lot on just making it to me. You know, just the presentation. It does. Now, of course, you could have good presentation and the products you're not good. I haven't had
But
knock on wood.
Yeah,
I haven't had that problem yet, but
no,
I
that's
just
yeah.
the thing, man. You are 100% correct. In fact, yeah, I would dare say that every one of those behind you, that's somebody that's doing it right. Like you've got to put whatever product it is that you're selling. But I would say, especially in a market as saturated as like um, small batch beard oil and beard stuff, is like you've got to put your own spin,
touch.
niche, something on it somewhere. You just got to find out what that is. Whether like I ordered
Yeah.
some pants from a company today out of Montana, like Flagner Fail,
Yeah,
smaller company, whatever. And I had ordered them several years, and then when the pants came, there was a handwritten note from somebody in customer service that said, "Hey, we hope you enjoy and blah blah blah. Like, if you need anything, let us know. Whatever." Signed so and so in customer service. I was just like, "Wow, that's a good
yeah,
touch." So like
Yeah.
whatever that is, like I think, yeah, those people are smart, man. Whatever it looks like,
yeah.
you got to put your touch on it.
Now let me tell you this. And Baker, I mean Baker have been getting packages, so he knows what I'm talking about. How long does it take to send a note? Just a thank you. You don't have to
Yeah,
be a big letter. You could say, "Hey, thank you for your order. I appreciate it." And you could see the signature or the little touch. I mean, I seen. I mean, and we got. I know. Breaking knows what I'm talking about. We had got some big companies. They're small batch, but they're big companies, and we get cards, poster cards, but they handwritten notes on it.
that's
Hmm.
You know what
dope.
I mean?
That's dope. Yeah,
And
that's cool.
brother,
That's smart.
like I said, look, I'm gonna turn my computer. I got them right there.
That's
They're all
cool.
in my wall. And all the notes, when you see the stickers and then the notes, that's all handwritten notes from customers. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it does mean a lot because it means that they took that extra second of, they understand that you're spending your hard-earned money when you can go to someplace else, to another company, but the owner realize and appreciate it that you going, instead of spending it on A, B, and C, you spending it on them, and just a thank you note, handwritten note, it means a lot. That's just my perspective on it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what you
Yeah,
know.
man, I think you're right. You know what I think it is I've sort of analyzed this over the years because there's a company that I bought some when I was first training for the Spartan, whatever, 7 or 8 years ago. We got trail running and I got some trail running shoes and they kind of fell apart and they replaced them and they kind of fell apart again. And this company Innovate sort of caught wind that they had fallen apart again and they sent me replacement shoes and like a bunch of like some running shorts and like a running tank, like probably about $150 worth of stuff. And they replaced my shoes that were out of warranty just as like an apology that they kind of. So guess now I own like 10 pairs of Innovates, right? And like I tell
Right,
everybody that story. And as I've thought about it over the years, I think it's because when a company recognizes when you feel like a person as opposed to just a customer, I think that switches something. So like every one
right,
of those notes and stuff, you felt like a person, not a customer. So switch. Oh, now I feel like I respect this company because up until then I've just been a customer because
right.
every other big box you always just felt like a customer. But when a company does something that just a little bit that they see you, I see you human being. Hey, I was seen. I feel like a human being. Boom. Like that's where the connection is, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Um,
somebody noticed.
They'll just sign the invoice, like just what you're using to
yeah,
pack. They'll just say thanks for your order, whoever,
right,
and it's just a touch, nice.
Totally.
right.
I know, man. I totally agree. Those little things, man, they go, yeah, they pay dividends.
Well,
So
even just
I didn't.
Sticker, even, you're
Yeah.
throwing in a sticker or something like that, you know.
So this is the other thing. He just brought up a good point. The stickers. Okay. Yeah, I love stickers. Everybody knows that. But this is the deal. We have There's a lot of competition out there. There is, and I mean I understand you guys making oil. Everything's getting expensive. I mean I respect what you guys do for real. And yeah, I know how expensive stickers are. I could imagine for a company owner how much you guys spend because I mean, man, I just ordered. So I'm going in September. I'm going to Ohio to a competition, not to compete, but to be there. And I just ordered 100 of these stickers. Right, that's my little logo. And I ordered 100 more of my other logo. And that 100 is just, I mean, it's $30 for the stickers. So I imagine how much money you spend. But my point is this: when, let's say, okay, sometimes, I mean, your bottles are different, but let's say we get two oils and they almost look alike, and they do smell different, or they almost smell the same. But sometimes that little extra touch, the handwritten note, the sticker, I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna buy from that guy again because I remember that, you know, he put a free sample on it. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yep.
It just, it's a good smart investment, if I guess that's what I want to say. But it is for in my part, I appreciate a lot. I appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate the extra stuff that you guys don't have to do it. But it's just appreciative. I was gonna touch on something real quick. I know that you got beer butter, beer bomb. We already talked about it. Beer oil, the cold watch. What is beer clay?
Yeah. So I've got a while ago, like, or say early on, I was experimenting with like kaolin clay and bentonite clay and some different products, just how they work. Like, could I make putting in pomade, making a wax-based pomade with clay, whatever. It's really beneficial. And I was like, well, what if I mixed it with my like balm or butter? So I started experimenting with kaolin clay in initially it was like I was trying to make a hair wax, and so I just put it in a beard balm and try it out, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool. Like it's a unique ingredient. It's got all these. It's very beneficial for your beard and your skin. I was like, it definitely feels unique. Like it feels like there's some texture here, but it's not ultimately way down. I was like, this might be a different enough product that maybe I could look into making this, whatever. So then I added a couple extra ingredients to sort of set it apart. But the idea is, so kaolin clay, uh, it what it can do, it like it can bind to like dirt and stuff. I don't know exactly how it does it. So as it's sitting in your beard, dirt and things instead of getting stuck um, in your beard gets held on into that clay. And so when you wash your beard, like in theory, your beard should become cleaner because the kaolin clay helps kind of get it clean. Acts as an exfoliant too. It gives a little bit of volume and some texture. Like clay just kind of it just adds a unique feel to it without being greasy, whatever. And so that's what the so then I started just experimenting with some other different types of products. So initially it was the clay butter and then clay balm. And then I tried putting it into a spray. Like I found, I was looking at this product by another company that had bentonite clay in it, I think, or something. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I put that. And so I've always
Right.
like, I always blow dry my beard and I always use a heat protectant spray on it. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if I could create a spray with kaolin clay that I could spray in my beard before I blow dry it. And so that's where the kaolin clay
Okay.
beard spray comes from is from that to kind of moisturize it and keep it protected from the heat.
Right.
Um, and then I use some bentonite and kaolin clay in one of my pomades and stuff. And so kaolin clay is just such a cool ingredient. I put it in my soap. Like it's just a really like the likelihood that somebody's going to be allergic to it is insanely low. It's super super mild. It's really good for hair and your beard and your skin. Like
Right.
it's just a really good ingredient that has a number of different uses for it. And so I like putting it in a lot of things because it just works really
So
well.
so the reason why I ask you, I don't know if have you read Baker, have you ever heard of people using clay more on their face to on their it is really good for your skin. Uh you don't want to use it all the time, but it's really good for the skin. I had used it before. Quick story, I had got into clay mud baths before. And when you it feels funny when you go in, but when you come out and you rinse off, it is like your skin opens up to new adventures. It was pretty cool. I only done it once, and it was pretty cool. But you touch on soap. I'm gonna read the all your scent profiles on your soap bars. So you have mountain whiskey, mahogany, birchwood, cedar, amber, mountain forest, white sand, Utah summer, Black Sea, apple and bourbon, Misty Mountain, black currant, red currant, teak wood, cedar and cinnamon, cherry pie. Now this one got my attention. I gotta tell you, hickory, tobacco bourbon, uh, sandalwood, sweet moss, and winter is coming. Redwood. So and that soap bars. How big are your soap bars? Do you
4 ounces. Well, it's like 3.8 ounces or something.
okay? Yeah, I like how you. I also like how you got that special where you could buy 5 or 10 bars at the same time. So that's one of the things I like when I look on your.
Yeah, man, our soap is really popular. Like it just doesn't feel like regular soap after you use it. Like regular soap can or bar soap can leave that weird sort of sticky, sort of dry feeling on your skin and stuff. The
Right.
mine just doesn't. It just works. Yeah, I like our soap. It just works really well.
Mm, that's cool, man. Baker, I got to tell you, I'm looking at his website, and he have. I mean, he had thought about everything. I could tell that he's been. This is not just something he just started. I could tell you this because he got. You look on the website first. Let me tell you, your website is give you all the information that you want on it. You don't have to. It have a search bar. A lot of people like that, but when you open it right away, it opens up to the page and it opens up to the boxes. Well, that's cool because you showcase them the marvelous boxes, and I know you. I mean, you could definitely tell you put a lot of work into it for sure, for sure. But then you click on it, and then right away it say beer, soaps, hair, skincare, ladies, gift set, woody candles, and the same profile. Let me tell you something. I appreciate that, the same profile, because Baker understand what I'm talking about. When you hit the same profile, then you come up to all your same profiles, and you could click on it, and then you could see what it is. You know what it tells you, the specific, the breakdown, and you don't have to click on every oil and see what it is. And I don't know if a lot of people do care, but I do. I love that part when you have you sent your whole list of same profiles in there, and I could just go through there before I go see the oils. That for me,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
That is
And
a
I
hundred
try to make them
percent.
interesting
A
to
hundred
read too,
percent.
instead of just regular old what's listed as the scent. Like,
Right.
no, I want to read this to you like a story to maybe help you
Yep.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So another thing is, um, so I'm in marketing a lot. That's what my passion is. That's what I do for a living. Uh, so marketing statistics says that when you look at somebody's website and you're gonna buy something, if the person clicking on the website, 90, I think it's like 96%, like 90 to 96% of the persons, they click 5 times or more on a website. If they don't see what they want in 5 clicks, they lose interest.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that when you get to your website, the first thing is it was the first thing you go to it is it opens up right away, right? And you click on your website, the first page, it give you the story, and then you click on the bars. So within 3 clicks, you can see the same profiles, and within 2 clicks, you could see exactly what you have to offer. That is, it's always a plus. So yes, that is, and the website's fun because you have the pictures of the boxes, you have the pictures of your where you take it on the backgrounds from the mountains and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's well, it give you all the information that you want. Um, Let me ask you another question, man. That the wooden wicket candles. I have seen this before. My grandmother used to have them before because there was. I mean, back in the day, it's it's something about that wooden wicket. It makes the candle smell better, than a regular wicket. I don't know if you ever noticed that difference, but it does.
Yeah, man. No, it smells better. Like it's richer, like a muskier scent for sure without smoke in there. And then the crackle of the wooden wick, like
Right?
everything about wooden wick just screams cool, manly, like, but it also smells amazing. Like everything about a wooden wick candle is, I think, is great.
Yeah,
it's
it
like the
is.
perfect kind of candle.
So these candles, like I said, like you just proved another point. The crackling on it, it just put the candle out there with that little extra touch. You could have went the cheaper way and just put regular wicket on it. I mean, we know that they're
Yeah.
way cheaper
Yeah.
than the wooden stuff. I know candles. My wife loves candles. Unfortunately, right now we can't have no candles because my son is 5 years old, and I don't know if you know this,
Yeah, man.
but
You
well,
gotta keep it,
my
anything
also my
breakable away from a 5-year-old.
Uh, but so my son's 5 years old on what I call it on steroids because he's autistic, yeah, and he gets he gets angry moments, and when he
I
gets
got
angry
you.
moments, he had already broke 3 windows. I mean,
Yeah.
just by because let's say my wife goes outside and he wants to call her attention, and he don't know he can't tell how hard he's hitting it, and he breaks it. So
Yeah. Keep
my
open
house.
flames away from him.
Oh yeah, that too,
Yeah.
that too. So but
Definitely.
she likes it. She likes the candle stuff, the
Yeah.
spray, and so this oil, the white sandal, I want to tell you, and the bombs, not the bombs, the borders. Your border, most of all my stuff that I get, and I try to do reviews, or I buy. Not only do I try, but my wife tried too. And that
Oh,
white
nice.
sand though, that white
Yeah,
sand,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, she goes like, oh, I like this one. So it's something that white sand. Now all the other ones are, you can tell they're masculine. That white sand is masculine, but it's good too for the females.
Yeah, it's got some vanilla in there, which is sort of unisex when it comes to scents. Like you can that could be masculine or feminine or whatever. Like it goes it goes great both ways. That's sort of the challenging part. Like you want to like I feel like or what I try to do is have a balance of like obviously the women. I want a woman or a person who's smelling it to enjoy what it smells like, right? So
Right.
you have to create sense that anybody who smells it likes it. Because if you wear it and you're near a coworker and they hate it, all right, that's going
Yeah.
to make work life suck. If you wear it and your spouse doesn't like being near you because they don't like the smell, like, all right, that sucks. But if you wear it and maybe and your significant other likes it, or even better, your significant other's like, hey, can I put some of that on me? Like,
Right.
then it's it's even better. So all my scents, I want they've got to be enjoyed by both sexes. That's why I like doing farmers markets so much because if I'm trying a new scent or whatever, you bring it and you can see immediate reaction both from both sexes, male and female. Like because if one of them doesn't like it, it's not going to get worn. Like if
Right.
the wife loves it, husband's just not going to be crazy about it. If the husband's
Right.
crazy about it, the wife can't stand it, dude. That's just not gonna. That's not a winning
Yeah.
combination. You need both people to like it, and so I
Yeah.
try to get sense
Yeah.
and develop sense that both sexes enjoy.
Right. Right. I don't know if can you see the message? So freaking frack said, "Wow, Chris, too generous, man, too generous. I was hoping for a free sample of that smoke oil. You went all out, full size on me. Thank you so much."
Welcome.
Hey, man, like I said, stuff
That's
like
awesome.
that, it does matter. You know, it does matter a lot.
You
So,
gotta take care of your
Awesome.
man. Take care of your customers.
yep. Hey,
100%.
Baker, I'm telling you, man, Baker, when you get your package, brother, you're gonna be like, wow, it is true.
Yeah.
Uh, there's so man. Back one thing that was I will say. Let me find the bottle real quick. If I have one opinion that will give you,
Please.
so you see how this one is white,
Yeah.
and you see this one is black.
Yeah.
You see this one is red.
Yeah.
I will do this one and all of them, brother. That that color match the bottles, and it's like a perfect combination on that.
Yeah.
That will be my only suggestion to you on
Cool.
that. I mean, this the the bomb and that stuff that don't really matter too much, but that for sure, it reads better
All
too.
right. Yeah.
I like the feel part, so
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. The Utah summer bottles do look freaking
yeah,
dope. That
it
red.
does.
That's the thing. I yeah, man. Like there's a reason for all of that. So like in the KUHN products logo, the two umlauts, I usually put those as red because I'm a born and bred Cornhusker fan, Nebraska Cornhusker fan, and so
Right,
that's exactly why Utah Summer is red because I was like, I haven't done like I need a red color. I was like, man, Utah Summer sounds red. I want red Cornhusker. Let's put Utah Summer at red. Like red is just the dopest color. I think, man. I love the color red. Red and black are just yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
that's for
Yeah,
sure.
they look good.
So
They definitely.
A bottle I don't want to throw away.
yeah,
It, some of them you're like, yeah, okay, yeah,
they're
I'm not
gonna
gonna save that bottle
that's
or
for sure.
whatnot, but those are definitely saved.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. That's what that's cool. It's fun. That's fun. Yeah. That's the thing. Like I try to like man, this is gonna sound I don't know however it's gonna sound, but like that's what about creating art is that it gives people an experience, right? Like so I try to look at everything
Yeah.
from that standpoint, artistic
Right.
standpoint, as opposed to just letters on a piece of
Yeah.
paper or whatever. Um, yeah,
You buy with your eyes.
So you got if you have a great presentation, you know that helps. You know, you buy with your eyes.
Amen.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's another thing too, right? Like that's another challenging part, and that's what I like gets me out of bed in the morning is that yeah, anybody can get anything to buy something once, but you get them to come back. Like, are they going to come back? Do they want to come
Right.
back? And like our return customer rate has been phenomenal. About one, yeah, it's been great, man. It's so like that's been the most satisfying thing because the last thing you want to do is whatever it is that you're making, people just don't come back. Like, crap,
Yeah.
what am I doing wrong? Like,
Right.
you're not going to be around long as a whatever business it is if you don't get repeat customers.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we get a lot of return customers. Like that's what excites me. Like, all right, the people are actually this is working. Whatever scent, experience, whatever people want are coming back
Right.
again. Like that makes me happy.
Hmm.
So, uh,
Definitely.
so, so let me ask you another question. A couple last questions. Um, what else is on the works? What else you working on in the future? Maybe 3, 6 months, 9 months from now.
Yeah, I would say the most immediate one is deodorant,
Okay.
like a just the right recipe, whatever that looks like. I want it to work, but I also want it to be safe to obviously on your skin, and then
Right.
as it washes down the drain, is that going to be safe? You know what I mean? So it's just to find the right sort of organic recipe, but that's probably the most immediate future is deodorant. I would say that's the next thing. Um, yeah, yeah,
And you will get on that part. You will get a lot of customers that you have already that will come back and give that a try. Because I had done it with other companies. I switched to natural deodorants, and me and my wife did, and yeah, they ain't no going back.
totally. Yeah, totally, man. I totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you're exactly right. I think that's exactly why I need to do something like that because people assume if it works and if I can do it right, why wouldn't people want to just
Right.
come and get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. For sure. That's definitely you
yes,
know the try on it. So you got on the immediate future deodorant. What about on the later part?
yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think. Oh, I know what I want to do. Yeah, man, wish I could remember what it's called. So there's some newer like ingredients that I'm starting to see that my wife pointed out to me that are in a lot of or sort of newer like skincare
Okay.
ingredients that like the tests are actually being done to show that some like certain ingredients actually like do what they say they're going to do as far as moisturizing your skin and that kind of
Right.
thing. And dang it if I could remember what those ingredients were. But at any rate, that's what I want to do. I want to come up with just some newer like so I have my skin moisturizer and stuff, like the Pear Brand skin moisturizer, and
Right.
that works real well. But I want to come up with a dedicated, like whatever that looks like, some sort of a serum for because I think more and more guys are getting used to like different skincare products. I go, okay, maybe the moisturizer that I have isn't for you, but how about this
Right.
whatever that looks like serum or something that actually like is going to work like that you'll notice like you'll notice a difference because I think with skin products from beard oil, beard balm, beard butter, you should or co-wash, you should notice a difference when you're using it.
Right.
I want that experience to be the same in whatever skincare product that I make. Like I want it to legitimately work.
Right.
So whether that's a serum or something, but that's coming at some point with yeah.
So
So
so me and
I
Baker,
newer.
me and Baker got a good friend and company owner that he makes. What is that? The Swave. The Beyblade makes.
Oh, the side.
Oh,
The
sounds yeah,
salts,
yeah, 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 yeah,
Bane
cool.
blends, Jacob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it is
yeah, it's really good
Yeah,
stuff.
like
that's what. Yeah, if you that's what you want. You want people to be like, hey, whatever product that you're making, or I just bought this. It's great stuff. Like what you just said. Like that's the way it should be. That's cool.
he Baker tried it on
Hmm.
himself. He had tried other stuff, and this thing actually like helped him a lot. And just stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
every
Dude, it's amazing what the right ingredients will can
Yes,
just
that's what
change
I was trying to
everything.
say. That's what I was trying to say to you, that the right
Yep.
ingredients, and I like what you just said, that you're looking for something that's gonna, you're not just trying to make beer oil. You're trying to look for the skin, that's gonna help the skin. That I didn't, man, when I started this. So I started this a year and a half ago. My beard was a lot longer. I went to a barber here in town and they screwed my beard up. I told her trim it. She called like 6 inches. I was like, I'll cry when I have. I won't do that again. Uh,
We've all been
yeah,
there, man. We've all been there.
and then and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
but I like I used to. I didn't know when I started. I just did it. I was my skin was always dry, and I was putting so much stuff when I started. Like I noticed in the first 6 months, man, I was getting pimples. I thought it was normal, them pimples on it. And then I started Googling and I went on YouTube, Dan C helped me, and then I realized what I was doing, because how many of us at that time at the beginning part, we didn't know what we were doing. The beer was feeling good, but the skin behind it was not. So it's stuff that you find
Yeah.
out, doing research by mistake, trials and tribulations, right? So I mean I appreciate I
Hmm.
appreciate what you're doing for real, man. I
Yeah,
do.
we got man. Especially
Yeah.
like I remember. This is what's funny, man. I remember as a kid growing up. I don't know why I remember this, but it was like I must have been 9 or 10. I was watching MTV, and there was this. I don't. I guess what you would have called it a reality show, but it was essentially some MTV crew like interviewing this like loser of a dude. He was like a dork, terrible with ladies, and they connected him with like these two just like suave playboy type dudes that go
Right,
clubbing all the time to like show him the ropes. Like this is how you dress, this is how you put cologne on, blah blah blah, and like their routine. These dudes, right, that were just like way over the top. Their routine when they were getting ready was insane, man. Though, because this moisturizer, and this was like early '90s, right? Like
right,
this moisturizer, this tanning cream, this thing in their hair, then they put this thing in their hair. Like it was just endless. But I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, that's a lot of routine, but those guys look cool. Like I thought those guys just look freaking cool. Well, fast forward, and then skincare just slowly becomes more accepted as dudes, right? Like I remember when metrosexual, that was a thing. That's not so much anymore, but that was like the first like, hey guys, you can take care of your skin, right? And so
right,
now it's just becoming more and more prevalent, and so it's just going to continue to evolve. So let's make a skincare product that's manly, that guys use, and it works now that everybody's just getting more and more comfortable with it.
right. I appreciate that, man. Like I say, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Um, I ask you one more question, and then it's getting to that time, so we start wrapping it up. But let me
I'm
ask you this:
long-winded.
uh, what how long does it take you for your routine? Let's say your morning routine. How long does it take your routine? And then Baker, then I asked Baker the same question.
Yeah, for me, it's about 15 minutes from in the shower to my beard's ready to go. So like, yeah, my routine starts in the shower with the co-wash, and then when I'm out, I spray it with a little bit of my clay spray. Then I blow dry straighten it, right? Like it's really damp, so I blow dry straighten it. Then I apply my moisturizer to my skin. Oh, sorry, let me back up. Then I shave. I usually just shave right up here. So I use my moisturizer as a shaving cream. So I use my straight razor here, apply moisturizer to the rest of my face, apply the moisturizer to my beard, and then it's either balm or butter, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So it's not too long. Man, I've been using that routine for forever. But it's my co-wash, my moisturizer, uh, or beard hair and skin moisturizer, and my pre-spray, and then a balm or butter. One of
Right.
those two.
That's not bad. What about you, Baker?
Yeah, what's your man?
So,
I'm a little bit longer now. It basically my routine is kind of the same as yours. You shower. I use uh, um, some beard wash, daily beard wash, and when I get out, I'll comb it. and just kind of get the feel for it and stuff like that. And then I'll get dressed and stuff like that. Then I've been using, like I said, the balm because like I'm growing my sides in now, and down here is a little
Right.
bit crazy. So after I use my heated brush, real quick, just in a couple areas, I'll start
Yeah.
putting the balm in my mustache and down through here, so that this kind of stays a little
Yeah.
bit better because right now this area is growing pretty quick, not everything, but that area is growing quick. So I'm trying to shape that down a little bit. So I'd say 15, 20 minutes. And then at night I use butter, the poured butter.
Hmm. So man, my routine is long. So I take a shower,
Good.
I wash my beard. That I do it real fast. That's the first thing I do. I get wet. I washed it. I put daily watch, beer watch. Um, if if I don't use yours, because I've been using it quite a bit, but if I use something regular, I wash it and then I rinse and put beer conditioner on it, and I try to. Then I finish washing my body, and the last thing I rinse off is my beer. So usually a good 5 minutes after that, it's rinsed. Um, and I turn the water cold, and I kind of rinse my beer with cold water, and then I get out, damp it.
Okay.
You know, then I put oil on it. I put oil, and I wait. Probably I don't know. I put oil, get dressed, and then I put butter on it. If I'm going out, uh, I just I do a straight, not a straightener, heater brush, or the hair dryer, and then make it fluffed up.
Yeah.
Then I get a little bit of. I use regular butter, or if I use regular butter a little bit, then after 30 minutes or so, maybe a little longer, I might put just a little dab or some uh black nectar and liquid butter, and it's just barely like a maybe like a half pump, and I just strain it down so it looks shiny, and then that's it, man. But it's at the beginning of it, I was spending so much time, man. I was just doing and I didn't know what I was doing. I told this to everybody. I have some shirts that I wasn't careful what I was doing. I was putting too much oil. I call it the ring of fire because your beard was so wet and you could see where the stain is from it. Yeah, the ring of fire.
Yeah,
And
man.
then
We've
at
all
night,
been there. We've all been
yeah,
there.
yeah. And then
But
at
that's a
night
That's
solid routine,
crazy.
man.
and then at night I just put um I just get it damp a little bit, and then I put uh solid beer butter.
Yeah. That's a good routine.
So
That's that's healthy.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but besides that, that's what I do. Baker, any last words?
No,
I'm excited to get the product. I love everything. Your explanations are great. I think it was really informative. I can't wait to get it and see how it
Cool.
works for me. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Hopefully you dig it, man.
I'm pleased.
sure. It's
Yep.
Bishop knows me. I've been we've been going back and forth and stuff like that, and
Cool.
it's I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
It's just is it yeah, that's cool.
Um, and
Cool.
like I said, it's just I like your passion, bro. That's one thing I like when I was watching the Three Amigos and today on the show. I like your passion. When I talk to you, I could tell. Uh, I do like the
Yeah.
passion on it. I could see it. Just all I gotta say, man, is keep doing the good work. I enjoy your product. I definitely gotta order some soap because I'm gonna try to order something because usually when I order it, if my wife like it, yeah, I lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool.
that and the moisturizer cream because I saw that in there that you had the women's section. I'm gonna order some from her, and then
Yeah. Cool.
yeah, I mean, besides that, man, like I said, you an awesome guest. I appreciate you. Um, guys, go check him out. Um, the guys that have not tried it,
Yeah.
go check him out. This cold watch is a 12-ounce cold watch. It's definitely worth it. Um, everybody at the chat. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are always here for me, and I really, really appreciate that. Guys, if you guys know anybody that wants to subscribe, subscribe. Hacks them, subscribe. I'm a 96 right now. When I get to 100,
Let's get to
we're gonna
100.
do it. Let's get it to 100. We're gonna do a
Yeah.
really good
Yeah.
giveaway. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be tomorrow on the Beer Eye show. It's my first show doing somebody else's show. So, I'm gonna be on that show tomorrow. Um, and I'm excited, man. Like I said, any you guys go trying the oil, the butter, all his products. I can vouch for it. They're pretty decent. They're good. You definitely will go back for it. Uh, my favorite one is White Sand, and then it's Utah Somers, birchwood, mahogany, and cedar leather. That's my lineup. I definitely recommend that. He has some other ones I have not tried, but the scents profile are good. His website information yes give you plenty of information that you can find in there. So go check them out. Chris, any last words?
No, thank you for having me on, man. Thanks for spending some time. I appreciate both of you and what you're doing, man. I'm glad. Yeah, I was glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, anytime, man, anytime. Um,
Okay.
like always, Baker, I appreciate you being here with me. And then next Saturday,
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Time.
next Saturday, I have Small Town Tradition. I have next Saturday. So another great honor. I mean,
Nice.
that's the good thing about this community, man. You got there's great owners that help each other, and I appreciate that. So, but anyways, guys, you guys are awesome. Kevin Pope, be safe. I appreciate it. Baker, Chris, thank you.
All right. Thanks,
I will
guys.
talk
Thanks,
to you
Bishop.
guys
Thanks,
later.
Baker.